Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it.
Storm. Storm.
Why is this name so hard? How the fuck did you come up with this name, Yeet?
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of just like some high shit.
Storm. Swift on the beat. Swift on the beat.
Welcome back to a long-awaited new episode of the Phin Outta Football Podcast. I am your host with the most, B.herbo. I got my brother from another mother, RodMan, in the building.
Whoa.
Back.
Yes, sir.
We are back. Long-awaited, hella technical difficulties, man. But we got back right. Been way too long, bro. We missed the playoffs. We missed a whole bunch of crap. We missed a lot of stuff, Mr. RodMan. But it doesn't matter, bro. It's all about timing, and no time is better than the present, man. And that's all under the bridge. But we are back. The offseason in this 2023 season has been in full effect. Ton of drama, ton of storylines. For the longest, we've always said that the NBA had the best offseason in sports. The NFL is trying to make a little, trying to make a play at that too. It's been absolutely crazy, bro. So today's episode, loaded. We have a lot to discuss. We have free agency. We have Lamar Jackson. We got Aaron Rodgers. We have the Carolina Panthers trading with the Bears. We have trying to figure out who's going to be the Carolina's pick. We know that a quarterback is going to be taken first overall. We just want to know who. We ponder on that. We talk about our team's draft, Cowboys and Dolphins. And then, because we've been away for so long, we do have to give our own recap of the season, man, and what we're looking forward to this upcoming season, man. So, RodMan, how you feeling, though, brother?
Oh, my man, I am feeling great, my man. It's been quite some time, I've been missing this, dog, because,
Absolutely.
This became, we are, human beings, we're creatures of habit, right? So, when you do something like this, you get into the flow of doing things every week. So, I started feeling kind of empty. You know what I mean? But now, we back in business. And like you said, Herbie, so eloquently, no better time like the present. And I'm ready to tackle this free agency, man. Where are we going?
I mean, I'm ready to tackle it too, man. So listen, if you're new to the show, we are an everyday football podcast for the everyday man. That's what we're here for. That's what we're here to provide. Can we go in depth if we have to? but we like to be relaxed. We like to give our football analysis from the everyday fan. If you want something crazy analytical, you got PFF. If you want something with all the insider sources, you got ESPN. If you want two dudes that are just regular football fans who are passionate about this, you got us. You got us.
Yes, sir.
And so let's go ahead and get into it, man. First topic, man, out the gate. The Lamar Jackson saga, Rod. Like, what's going on, brother? This one is throwing me off, dog. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is a MVP, 26-year-old MVP, who is basically available, who seems to be a quarterback that nobody wants. And did he run over somebody? Does he have a bunch of dead bodies? Is he like is he Jeffrey Dahmer like that we don't know about? Like, what's going on, dog? I don't understand it, bro.
Now, I mean, you know what it is, Herb, and for me, it starts with Deshaun Watson. I think Ravens fans, the hatred they have for the Browns, obviously division rival. You know the funky history behind those two franchises, right? But the Browns fucked the Ravens in a way I don't think they expected, because when the Browns gave Deshaun Watson the contract that they gave him, they completely rewrote the system. And now a quarterback like Lamar, someone who is an MVP, someone who has won a playoff game in the NFL, if a guy like Deshaun Watson, a guy who could barely win 4 or 5 games on the team he was on, can get that kind of contract. We know it was the Browns being the Browns, but now a guy like Lamar Jackson, with the things that he's accomplished in the league now, he's been hurt the past 2 years, which has probably hurt his case. But I mean, when you think about it, Herbie, it's a fascinating thing, dog, because to me, it seems like the Ravens want to keep him kind of, but they're kind of just like, well, let's see what other niggas have to say. But everybody's now saying they have nothing to say, which is crazy, because we know there are teams that need quarterbacks. You got like a team like the Commanders, you got teams like the Colts. Like, there are teams that need quarterbacks, Herbie, and it's fascinating to me that you have one dangling right here like fruit, and everybody's just kind of just like, because they're just not really trying to pay him. And dude, it's incredible, man. It's incredible, dog. Like,
Incredible. Like, this is how rare this situation is for Lamar Jackson, bro. There have only been 6 quarterbacks in league history since the tag, in the grand, the exclusive tag and all of that hasn't always existed, right? So I don't want to make it seem like this is in 100 years in the NFL, no. But he's the 6th quarterback that ever received this tag. Franchise quarterbacks don't hit the market, because that's the whole point of this, is to find a franchise quarterback. Right. It's not making any sense. It's not making any sense, man.
They're treating him like Kirk Cousins, bro. Like he's Kirk Cousins. Like you remember Washington?
Even he got the freaking regular franchise tag. He didn't even get the non-exclusive. He got the regular. The Washington Redskins, who didn't even love Kirk Cousins, but were desperate enough to not get rid of him, put him on the original, like the actual tag that you're supposed to have, which is, no, you're not going anywhere. There are 2 people that you can negotiate with, sir. Us and us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're giving Lamar Jackson, again, 26-year-old MVP, a man who's won 73% of his games, 45-16 as a starter, an opportunity to find other teams to employ his services, and that doesn't make any sense, bro. So let me go ahead and just get this up real quick. Give me one moment. Let me try to get this up, because I'm trying to get the dang on man, it's been so long since I used this, bro. I forgot how to use it, dog.
Yeah, we've been on quite the high.
Yeah, bro, I forgot. Oh my God, I'm not even gonna set myself up, bro. So, Rod, you have the bike while I try to figure this out, brother.
Nah, man. I mean, I mean, it's kind of funny, because when you look on the internet, right, it's crazy, because you see a guy like Lamar Jackson, and every time I look at a post on any kind of social media, or when I go on certain websites, it's just always like this tug of war about him as a player. And it's, to me, I just don't understand how you could look at him as just a running back that can throw the ball. Like, he was a man who won an MVP. He threw, I believe, like 36 touchdowns that season. That's not a running back. Running backs don't throw 36 touchdowns. Just because a guy is athletic and he can shake and bake and he can make moves with his legs. Like, Lamar Jackson to me has proven that he could be a good thrower. And let's, like, who is the top 5 receiver he's been throwing to? Like, this dude has been throwing to nothing but
that dude doesn't exist.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, he doesn't exist. And I appreciate you filibuster, Rod. I got it figured out, my man. Thank you very much.
No problem, brother. No problem, man.
Yeah, we gotta get back on the trading wheels. You know what I'm saying? We gotta just take little baby steps again, bro. So I have an article up right now, and we're gonna go through a series of articles throughout this episode because there's a lot that's going on, bro. So this article right here is on CBS Sports, right? From Brian DiGardo, and this was March 10th, which I want to say yesterday. I want to believe it already read like that, right? And this is the title of the article: Lamar Jackson contract situation, history of non-exclusive franchise tag, and what it could mean for Ravens QB, right? You guys can read that ultimately, right? But this is what I wanted to highlight. He's going to make less money than Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones got $40 million a year. Yep. He's under this right now. He's going to have to play for $32 million. The Ravens know he's not going to do that. They know that.
Right.
This is a slap in the face, and I don't understand why. And this is the history of the quarterbacks that were placed on a non-exclusive. Steve Young, who the 49ers did not know that he was going to be that dude. They liked him a lot, but they didn't know that, right?
Right.
Actually, I'll take that back. I'm tripping. Steve Young was the first quarterback to receive the tag in 1993, a year after he won his first of 2 league MVPs. He led them to second of 3 consecutive NEC title games and received a 5-year, $25 million contract extension, right? So, boom. You got Jim Harbaugh, come on now. Drew Brees. Now, remember, Drew Brees, this was after they drafted Phillip Rivers, so they had no choice but to put him on the market. And Matt Castle and Kirk Cousins. Lamar Jackson should not be in the same league as any of these dudes. And Kirk Cousins, remember, the only reason why they put him on that one is because they franchised him twice already. And if they would have gave him another franchise tag, the regular franchise tag, it would have been at like 80% over what it was.
Oh, he would have made bank that year. Yeah,
so that's the only reason why he got that. Like, Lamar Jackson and Matt Castle and Jim Harbaugh are supposed to be in the same category, dog. Like, that's nonsense. It's nonsense. So I want to go ahead and share another screen, right? I want to share something else. Hold on here. Where is it? So let me go ahead and share this. Teams that will reportedly not be pursuing a deal for Lamar Jackson: the Atlanta Falcons, the Carolina Panthers, who we will get to later, the Washington Commandos, the Las Vegas Raiders. 4 out of these 5 teams, and the last team is the Dolphins. We understand why the Dolphins won't do that. That's perfectly understandable. Fine. Whatever. They just picked up the 5th-year option on Tua Tagovailoa. Whatever. But these other motherfuckers? Huh? Huh?
What is this, man?
What?
Who are you guys, bro?
What?
The Raiders? What? Come on, man.
What? So I say that to say this. This is so nonsensical that the only thing that can make sense is that the league had a secret meeting and said, we will never let that Deshaun Watson bullshit happen again. Udonis Haslam, fuck you for fucking up the market, all right? Udonis Haslam, fuck you for fucking up the market.
Oh, you mean Jimmy Haslam?
No, I'm calling him Udonis Haslam. I'm just doing it on purpose. I know his name is Jimmy Haslam. I'm just calling him Udonis Haslam on purpose. You just taking money and just fucking it up, right? So that was calculated. But and the irony about this is that so many people want to have a racial conversation about this, but last year completely demolished that you can't, because these dudes were foaming at the mouth to employ the services of an alleged serial predator who is only 1 year older, who's also black, than Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
So it can't be a race thing. It can't be a race thing. The Falcons wanted Deshaun Watson, but they don't want Lamar Jackson. So I can't figure this out. The only thing that makes sense is they the league is getting to it, and the league conspired, which is, you're not supposed to. You can't have any kind of collusion. It is illegal. And I'm going to say alleged because you can get sued for even throwing it out there. That's how serious it is. Allegedly. Yes. The league had to conspire to say we will never give somebody another fully guaranteeing contract again. And Lamar Jackson is the person who is taking the blunt of that. Kyler Murray got his extension. It wasn't fully guaranteed. We seen the league trade for Russell Wilson. Mm-hmm. But again, his contract wasn't fully guaranteed. From my understanding, Lamar Jackson was a fully guaranteed contract, which is his right because he's accomplished more than the person who got that contract before him. And didn't get suspended for a year, right? So yeah, it is weird, bro. It is weird. But I wanted to bring that up because there is an element that ties into our show as well, Rod, which is your perspective on the murmurs, because he is a Florida kid. He's a South Florida kid. He's in the Broward area, Pompano area, and he's kind of made it obvious that he does want to play for the Dolphins, bro. So in a crazy world, how would you feel about that? And I want the answer in a world that doesn't have Tua Tagovailoa, and I want the answer that does have Tua Tagovailoa. So we'll start with the answer that doesn't have Tua Tagovailoa. So he's just, it's just whatever. Tua doesn't exist. You as a fan, and what that would mean if you saw Lamar Jackson in a Dolphins uniform.
Oh, come on, Herbie. What would be not to love? I mean, dude, Lamar Jackson is an MVP. He's won an MVP. And imagine who he did that with. He threw 36 touchdowns to Hollywood Brown and a couple of guys that you see at your local fucking basketball court, dog. Like, at the end of the day, to see Lamar Jackson paired up with Mike McDaniel's brilliant mind, to be paired up with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And, I don't know what we're going to do at running back and at tight end moving forward. I imagine that we're going to make moves that fit the system. Whatever the case is, we already have enough with a guy like Lamar Jackson to go all the way to the Super Bowl. It'd be no question. You know what I mean? So for me, in a world without Tua, man, I'll take Lamar in a heartbeat, dog. Like, what else is better out there, dog? Like, who else is left out there, dog? And we don't have a first-round pick. So at the end of the day, there's not much we could do in the draft in terms of trying to replace that position. So if Lamar if the Dolphins didn't have a quarterback in place, Lamar, I don't know what these other teams are doing. I don't know what they don't see. I don't know what they're afraid of. But dude, if Lamar wanted a guaranteed contract from the Dolphins, I wouldn't be mad about it. Like, he's a guy who's earned it. You know what I mean? And with the weapons we have, I just can't see us not having immediate success. So that's how I feel.
Okay, so let's ask that question again. Now, let me ask you the same question, but the real implications of this, because you do have a quarterback and you did just pick up his 5th-year option. What would it cost for you to say, you know what, it's not worth it, based off of what you already have right now?
You mean it's not worth it to get Lamar? Or
it's not worth it to get Lamar when you already have Tua Tagovailoa, who you've just picked up his 5th-year option?
Well, in this case, when you look at the body of work between the two, obviously Lamar has a far better body of work. Tua last season, finally put on a really, really good season. But when it comes down to it, Herbie, they've both had the same issue the past 2 years, and that is Lamar Jackson has been hurt and missed out towards the end of the year twice in a row, and Tua got hurt twice, 2 years in a row. And this past season, he missed out on the playoffs. So both Tua and Lamar have suffered the same problem. So and the way Tua has played under Mike McDaniel, and I believe he's going to get better. It's not like it's not urgent for me to feel like, oh, we need a guy like Lamar. Like, we have a good quarterback, dog. Like, when a nigga plays, he had a few bad games here and there, but for the most part, like, Tua played pretty damn good last year. So for me,
so you're saying there's no trade right now? Like, you didn't have to give up anybody. Like, okay, so you don't want to trade. You don't want to trade for Lamar Jackson, is what you're saying? Nah. Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Because it's gonna be a divisive topic, right? And,
of course.
And I know why the Dolphins put themselves in that, bro. They wanted to nip it in the butt.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. We every offseason, and look, bro, Tom Brady, fucking moves to Miami. He's, this is where he's retiring, and then the rumors start again, and People are talking about Lamar Jackson and all this. It's just like, bro, they were just like, you know what? Let's give ourselves a quiet offseason. Like, let's allow ourselves to just say, hey, Tua, you know you got 2 years here to prove you can get it done, to prove you could stay healthy, which is, it's not like his problem is his ability. I have no problem with his ability. It's the health. Yeah. That's his biggest issue. So at the end of the day, if you can prove you can play 16, 17 games, you know, the Dolphins are saying, like, look, you're our guy, bro. And we need that. We need Tua to be of right mind going into the season, because a window like the window we have is extremely small. So, you know, that's just how I feel about that.
Okay. All right, man. So let's go ahead and move to the next topic then, you know, while we're here, right? And
the AFC East.
The next topic that we have, bro, it is Aaron Rodgers to the Jets. A done deal. And that's why I'm asking the question, because based off of the reports that we have right now, that's what they're trying to say. They're trying to say that, you know, this is exactly what's going on. How do you feel about that? Have you been monitoring the situation? Have you been keeping up with this news? And you, as somebody that's in the AFC East, that makes, if it does go through, that makes your life as a fan that much harder. Say what you want about Josh Allen. They have been the best team in the AFC East recently.
Of course.
And now you might interject one of the 5 greatest quarterbacks that's ever lived on planet Earth. So, I don't know, Rod. How do you feel about that one, my guy?
Well, you know, put it like this, Herbie. The last time an all-time great quarterback from Green Bay came to our division, we ended up winning the division. So you know what? If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Dolphins, maybe that's a good sign. But no. Let me be serious here, dog, Herbie. When you look at the Jets last year, and listen, I don't know if there's anyone who hates the Jets more than me, dog. Like, I hate the Jets, but I will always give credit where credit is due, regardless of my personal feelings. And if you were to ask me what the Jets needed last year, just quarterback. You know, they had weapons on offense. They had a good offensive line before they had some injuries, and the defense finished 4th in points against. So when you look at it, the Jets were able to make a playoff push with Zach freaking Wilson. You know, the guy who's going after Stacy's mom and your mom. They were able to actually be in contention for the division and for the playoffs. They split with the Bills. You know what I'm saying? They split with the Dolphins. Like, at the end of the day, you know, the Jets with a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is not, you know, how he used to be, but at the end of the day, the guy is what? He won an MVP, 2 seasons ago? And he still had a pretty decent season. 25-12 would have gotten the Jets to the playoffs last year. So, you know, when you look at it, Herbie, Aaron Rodgers coming to the division, man, that makes the AFC East is already a hell of a division, because you got Buffalo and Josh Allen. The Dolphins, you know, I believe going into this season with the Vic Fangio and depending on the moves we make, will be in contention for the division, provided Tua can stay healthy and other guys. And then you got the New England Patriots, who, even though I'm not a Mac Jones guy, Bill Belichick always has that defense at a top 10 level. So if they can do anything on offense, there'll be a problem. So then you add Aaron Rodgers to that mix, and you just have what could be one of the most, like, it could be a division that could get ugly in our division, Herbie. Like, I don't think there's anybody who's sweeping that division, Herbie. I think there could be a lot of there's gonna be a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of like when you're all just fighting and you all just drag each other down type deal. Like, it's gonna be a tough division, especially if what the reports are saying is true.
Yeah, and this is a perfect way to lead off of what you were just saying in regards to if the reports what they're saying is true, because I got a report right now, you know, and this is from Connor Who's, and if you don't know, if you're on Twitter enough, I have a lot of Twitter. I follow a lot of beat reporters, bro, for various teams, and this is kind of embarrassing, bro. I started following a lot of Jets Twitter because I really thought Zach Wilson was going to be a good quarterback. God damn, I was wrong, bro. But as a result,
went along, Herbie.
Yeah, we had a podcast about it, bro. Fuck, nobody can take our credibility is shot. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. But as a result of that, I ended up following a guy by the name of Connor Hughes, and I'll get to his tweet because this report. Matter of fact, you know what? I'll get to the tweet first. And let me get here. So from Fox News, bro, Aaron Rodgers trade details between Packers, and it goes, Jets essentially done. That's it. That's the tweet. The Aaron Rodgers to the Jets rumors are much more than hearsay at this point. The Green Bay Packers and Jets have worked out what needs to be worked out regarding trade details, which are essentially done. Basically, the only thing holding this thing back is Aaron Rodgers himself. Once he says he's ready, he's ready. They met on a plane. They literally flew on a plane to meet Aaron Rodgers, bro. Like, it seems like for whatever reason, he identified New York. And with good reason. I mean, look at the team. They almost made the playoffs with Zach Wilson, who might be the worst quarterback I've ever seen that actually tried. Jamarcus Wilson is the worst. Jamarcus Russell's the worst quarterback, but he didn't try. Right. I think Zach Wilson tried, and he's just the worst I've ever seen, bro. So if a team could have a winning record with that, could you imagine with even 80% of Aaron Rodgers, dog? Can you imagine that, bro? Like, what? Like, are you kidding me?
Dude, let me tell you something. Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, and it pains me to say this, dog, but, the AFC's in trouble, man. Everybody but the Chiefs, of course. The Chiefs ain't got to worry about shit, man. But when I look at the picture of the AFC, Aaron Rodgers going to the Jets, man, changes things drastically. And, it'll be tough. The Bills won't be looking like the lock to win the division as much as they have the past few years. It could be scary, dog, especially with how that defense played at times last year, Herbie. Like, they didn't need much, Herbie. They were kind of like the Broncos. They didn't need much, dog. You know what I mean? They were able to hold opponents down to, 13, 14 points a game. So,
yeah, for sure. And I have the actual tweet up from Connor Hughes right now, right? So it's basically the same thing right here. From my understanding, Jets, Aaron Rodgers, everything that needs to be done is essentially done. Cool. Two sides have worked out what needs to be worked out. So if Rodgers wants to be a Jet, he will be a Jet. Broken record, but just waiting on him to decide, bro. And that's ultimately what it is, dog. And I know I just saw you shaking your head.
But you know what? I'm shaking my head because Aaron Rodgers is he reminds me of LeBron in this aspect, dog. Like, they're just such drama queens.
Drama fucking queens.
It's bro. Like, dude, like, you just want all this attention. Like, dude, just fucking leave, man. Like, the Packers are done. You're done. The divorce is basically settled, man. Leave the house. Like, it's about time for you to, even though I don't want you to go to the Jets, I would have liked if you went anywhere else. But ultimately, I just get tired of it. Reminds me of Brett Favre, Herbie. It really does. It reminds me of Brett Favre in just a different way. You know what I mean? Because when Brett Favre was retired, Brett Favre retired like 5 times.
Yeah, but this is even worse than Brett Favre because ultimately, what happened with Brett Favre was he just didn't want to go to training camp.
You're right.
and at that time, that was an unbelievable thing to do. You couldn't. It's crazy. That was what 2008, like from 2006 to 2008, that range. It was inconceivable that your star quarterback, who's been playing since 1994, really 1992 when he got drafted, but for your team, 1994, is the guy who has the record for most consecutive starts. And he played in an era with Ray Lewis and all of these guys who got beat up. Didn't want to do frivolous bullshit, bro. It's not that bad. I understand.
It's really not. Yeah.
But in 2007, that was inconceivable, right? But ultimately, that's what this was about. Aaron is on crack. Aaron is Brett Favre on steroids as a player and as a drama queen, bro.
Yep.
As a player and as a drama queen, because nobody's bothering this man, bro. He is creating this bullshit. Right. And he loves it. He basks in it. I get it. Certain people, they need, especially when you've done everything that he's done. You have 4 MVPs. You won MVPs back-to-back just 2 years ago. You're two years removed from winning the last 2 MVPs of the entire league, right? You have the three of the 4 greatest passer rating seasons. You have 2 seasons where you threw over 40 touchdowns and less than 10 interceptions. You've done it all. You have a championship, right? I get it. You have to create an enemy to get yourself up in the morning. But he doesn't exist. Nope. He doesn't exist. Yes, they drafted a quarterback because they didn't think you actually wanted to play anymore, bro, based on how you acted, dog. like you are, of anybody who should understand this, nobody, actually I'll take that. Nobody in the history of the sport other than Steve Young and Joe Montana should understand what happened and how this works. You are a product of that. You got drafted in 2004. You didn't start to 2007. Why? Because there was a first ballot Hall of Famer one of the greatest that was there on the roster already. You know how this goes. You benefited from this. So to act like this was such it's the irony, bro, the hypocrisy to act like this was such an affront to happen to you when you had it happen to somebody else. It's just, again, I get it. You got to be so annoying and such a headache that they want to get rid of you. I don't understand Lamar Jackson, which we talked about earlier. This I understand. Because they waited for this man to get slightly worse. They said, you're just bad enough for get the fuck out of here, bro. This man went from a 99 player to a 95, and now they just like, we will deal with it for 99. We will not deal for it for 97. Out of here, bro. You know how annoying you have to be as a person, dog? Dude. If they don't want 97% of the best quarterback that's ever existed, bro.
like, dude, it's a, you know, and it's like, you at this point you can't even blame them because, you know, at the end of the day, it kind of goes along with like sometimes you would rather, like, let's say for example for work, like sometimes you would rather work with someone who isn't as good that you get along with rather than someone who's just as good as you, but they just get on your fucking nerves. You know what I mean? Like sometimes that's how it is. Like you can appreciate and respect someone's talent, what they bring to the table, their hard work. But then there's the other side, the side that we don't see, the side that you have to deal with. And I feel the Packers. They're just like, listen, nigga, we at least got a Super Bowl out of you, dog. And you won some MVPs. You gave us hope, but it's over. The dream is done.
The dream is done. And it's one of those things where it's like, I think he has stopped wanting to be a Packer longer than they stopped wanting him to be their quarterback. I think that's obvious, right? Yeah. I think that's obvious. But he wasn't going to give up the money that he could get from that team.
Of course.
Who would? I don't even blame him for that, right? But that level, that discrepancy between him not wanting to be there and them wanting him there ultimately finally came here. It might not even be here. It might be that he's just so annoying that it might be here, but they'll just say, fuck it, we'll skip a couple steps and get here and bring it here, bro. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? And as a result of that, bro, and again, the irony again, like you said, I want people to understand this, bro. Like, the universe is very cyclical. History repeated itself again. Brett Favre got pissed off because they drafted his replacement. He ended up on the Jets. Aaron Rodgers got pissed off because they drafted his replacement. He's most likely going to end up on the Jets. And then he might end up on the Vikings. Who fucking knows, bro? Like, who knows, bro? But it is spooky that this actually is happening again, bro. So, any last words on that before we move on to the draft?
I just want to say that I hope that Aaron bails at the last minute and just be Aaron because I don't want to have to deal with him for 2 games.
Absolutely,
out the season, bro.
I don't blame you for that.
I don't
blame you for that, brother. I don't blame you for that, man. All right, next topic, baby. So hold on, give me a second. So I have next topic, man. Carolina Panthers are on the clock. I don't know if you know, Rod, but the Carolina Panthers traded with the Chicago Bears for the first overall pick. Yep. All it took was a first and a second and DJ Moore to go from 9th to 1st. Now, you don't do that unless you unless you identify the quarterback. You're only doing that for one position only. You identified the quarterback that you think is going to bring you to the promised land, man. So the question actually is, who do you think that quarterback is, Rod? I know I might be more familiar with the top 4 quarterbacks than you. And for the people that might not know, the Carolina Panthers are going to draft the following 4 names. Either Bryce Young, either C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, or Cam Newton 2.0, Anthony Richardson, also known as AR-15, the second greatest nickname, only second to Andre Kirilenko, a.k.a. AK-47. AR-15 is a hard nickname, baby. That is hard.
Extremely. That's fine. That's fine.
So, at the moment, the consensus best quarterback right now, and who I agree, but I have my reservations, is Bryce Young, right? But the people that are in the know, the consensus is C.J. Stroud. However, there are some people that think that it might be Anthony Richardson, and I say that to say this, Rod. If the Carolina Panthers traded a first, a second, and a really good receiver in DJ Moore to go up to draft a nigga that completed less than 57% of his passes in college and only has 10 starts, I hope that entire stadium burns in flames, bro. Because we can't keep doing this, bro. Like, not saying that Anthony Richardson won't be a slam dunk, right? But there's nothing on that man's tape that would say I need to go from 9th to 1st. I think we keep chasing these dreams. We keep chasing these highs, man. Patrick Mahomes is an anomaly, dog. They only make one of those ever.
One of one, baby. That's it.
Only one of those ever. Yes. If you go back and look at the pre-draft history for Patrick Mahomes, and we've done entire podcasts on this, bro. Trust me, this is one of my favorite topics. I thoroughly researched this. I've read so many draft reports on Patrick Mahomes, it'll make my head spin. But the one thing about Patrick Mahomes that a lot of people sorely underrate was that he played a lot of football. He played a lot of football. He had a lot of snaps. We're talking about a man, Patrick Mahomes, who by himself in a football game, yes, it was in the Big 12, but it doesn't matter. He accounted for over 800 yards in a game. By himself, he had 700 passing yards and 100 yards rushing, bro, in a football game. It was always there. It was always there.
It was always there.
It was always there. It wasn't about the arm. It wasn't about this. But no. That once-in-a-generation ability to just be great at football was always there, right? And he was on a bad team, so he developed bad habits. But he was never a bad player. Right. Anthony Richardson was, at moments, a bad player.
Yeah.
That's not the same. It's not the same. That's not saying he can't be great. But if I was a Carolina Panthers fan, I would be sweating bullets. I don't think they're going to do it. I think ultimately it's either going to be Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud because it's way safer to miss on them than it would be on Anthony Richardson, who has way higher upside to both of them. But you can't miss that, bro. You can't miss on that one. Not the first. You could do it with the second through the 32nd pick. You can't do that with the first, Rod. You cannot do it with the first, bro. So what are your opinions on the quarterbacks, bro, on this batch?
Well, what I'll say is in regards to who I would think they would pick, I think they're probably going to go with Bryce Young. To me, I think he might be the best one out the class. I know CJ has better size than he does. He's probably more ideal in terms of size you want as a quarterback, but Bryce Young is one of those young playmaking quarterbacks that I think he could spark something in Carolina. But I know we're talking about the quarterbacks real quick, but I just got to mention this, Herbie. Like I know you had to give up a lot to get the number one pick, but giving up the best receiver you have, like the Bears right now are in a great position. Like shout out to Ryan Poles, man. Like what a fucking steal. It might work out for both teams. They might draft their guy and he might end up being great. Who knows? But they at least have the opportunity, the Bears, to either they're going to see what they have in Justin Fields. They can build around him. And if it doesn't work out, they can make moves to get rid of him later on. Next year's draft has some good quarterbacks coming out. So shout out to the Bears for the move they made. But in regards to the quarterbacks, if I were to rank them, I would look at them I would probably say Bryce Young, then CJ. And then to be completely honest, I don't really know too much about Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, to be honest with you. But I'll definitely rank Bryce ahead of CJ.
And hold on, let me see right here. I actually had something that had all of them. And it sucks that you can't see, bro, because this would be perfect because we could do it together in real time, dog. Can you see?
You talking about see like the layout and stuff?
Yeah, see the layout as far as okay, all right. So I have a series of plays from everybody or whatever. So let me go ahead and share this right here, bro. So this is just a couple of plays from CJ Stroud right now. Right? This was in the goddamn what's it called, bro. And And of course, bro, Xfinity giving me that, what's it called? Woo! On time and rhythm. On time and rhythm.
Oh no, I can't see it.
Damn, that's that hurt, Rod.
I thought it was gonna pop up on the other screen, but I didn't.
That's that hurt, man. Oh, you want to know why? My bad, because I'm an idiot. Oops, forgot to transition.
There we go.
All right, so you can see everything.
Yeah.
All right, I got you. So let me go ahead and where the heck do I have it? See, this is why I got to delete things. And boom. All right. So this is CJ Stroud. This is CJ Stroud making play after play against the number one defense, the number one team in the NFL, right? So you could miss with CJ Stroud. Cool. Look at this.
Sheesh.
On the money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now let's go ahead to Bryce Young, who, man, and they often compare him to your man, dog. They say that he's a Steph Curry right now, bro. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this.
Ooh.
Look at this. You could miss on Bryce Young. If Bryce Young doesn't pan out, people don't get mad at you, bro.
Right.
If he doesn't pan out, people are not getting mad at you, dog.
Yeah, you take a flyer on that for sure.
Right? Now we got Will Levis, bro. Look where he's throwing this from. This is behind his own 40-yard line, Rod. Look where the ball ends up at. It ends up at the 3-yard line, Rod.
God damn, what a fucking arm.
Look at this. He's behind his own 40, Rod.
Oof.
Ends up at the 2-yard line.
On the money too, bro. Oof.
And then you have, they don't have him for Anthony Richards, which is crazy, right? And all of these guys, right? All of these guys have their own quote-unquote flaws or whatever, right? We thought that the 2021 draft was going to be can't miss because it had Trevor Lawrence, who I will eat it, bro. I will admit
You'll
that.
concede, huh?
You'll
finally concede.
He beat it out of me, dog. You win a game where you throw four interceptions, bro. You win that game, bro. You got it, bro. Like I can't do anything. He got it out. He beat it, bro. Like at that point, I'm being Skip Bayless at that point, bro. Like
you never want to be that.
You never want to be Skip Bayless, dog.
You never want to be Skip.
You had a draft that was supposed to be can't miss, bro. You had Mac Jones, you had Justin Fields, you had Zach Wilson, you had Trey Lance, right? And it's looking like there's only one good quarterback out of that draft. On the flip side, we had a draft where it was similar to this draft right here, where you have a lot of people that you like, but you don't think they're going to be good, or you don't think they're going to be great, right? Little do people know, Joe Burrow wasn't the slam dunk. People were saying Tua Tagovailoa should have been the first overall pick. The only reason why he got drafted, he didn't go first, is because he had a hip injury. Like, that's how people view Joe Burrow. Nobody liked Justin Herbert. We know that for a fact.
Yeah.
So there's an opportunity that this draft might end up like the 2020 draft, where everybody has faults, but they all end up being good to a certain degree. Because remember, that same draft also had the guy who just lost to Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts, as a second round pick. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, we got to stop trying to figure this out, man.
There's no way of knowing, man. But it's always exciting. You know what it is? You know what people want? We just want that gratification you get from being right. You want to say, hey, I called it before they picked that guy that he was the one. You know what I mean? Like, there are people like that. You know what I mean? But it's very rare that any of us are right on some of these kind of picks and players. But there's always a good chance, man. It just depends on the team. But it just kills me that you give away your number one receiver and you're gonna draft your franchise quarterback. Now they can make up for that in other ways, I know, but
when you could have just gotten Lamar Jackson, but I ain't gonna take it, bro. So I'm gonna go ahead and share a tab that has Anthony Richardson, bro, so you can see this freaking nature, bro. This nigga 6'4", 240, and he ran a 4.43 in college, bro. He had the combine, Rod. He ran a 4.43 and 240 at quarterback. What are we doing? What are we doing?
I mean,
how are they making these guys, bro? How are they?
Like, dude, he sounds like he sounds like he could be a problem, dog.
How are they making dudes like this? How? Look at this. This was at the 20, and then it ended up at the 25, Rod.
What an arm.
This was at the 20, Rodney. He threw it for the 20, and it landed at the 25.
God damn. That boy got an arm.
We're not supposed to be making these guys, Rod. We're like, look at him. He's running away from LSU.
Oh, my God. That nigga got some
running,
motor.
He's running away from, this is not Sam College, bro. Those are 5-star defensive backs that he's running away from.
That's right there. Oh, man.
Like, as much as I want to not say, like, I'm sorry, I'm already 2 plays of this highlight, bro. Go get Anthony Richardson. Go get him, man. Fuck it. Go get him, bro. Like,
damn, man. He's not bad, dog.
Go get him. Go get him. I don't give a fuck, bro. Go get him. I changed everything I said, bro. Fuck it, bro. Go get him, bro. Because it's either 2 things you're either gonna burn one way, bro. Either it's gonna be a fire of immense proportions, or it's gonna be a train wreck, bro. Who cares, bro? Like, go big and go home, bro. Like,
God damn.
So yeah, bro. So it is tantalizing, bro. These guys are very tantalizing, dog. But at the end of the day, bro, the only person that he's comparable to, and it's a completely different situation, is Josh Allen when it comes to being a top 10 pick that completed less than 60% of his passes in college. The rest of the list is not good. The rest of the list is terrible. It's right. Drew Locks. It's Brady Quinn. It's all of these guys.
Paxton Lynch's.
You feel me? So there's one outlier, and again, we are much better than we've ever been when it comes to actually getting the best out of these quarterbacks because we're not trying to put them in square pegs anymore. We are actually being coaches. These past coaches that, ruined a guy like Michael Vick for majority of his career until he got with Andy Reid. Ruined a guy like Cordell Stewart for majority of his career until he got with Bill Cowher. The Randall Cunningham, who never really got to show what he was capable of until it was later in his career. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many people that could have been incredible who didn't get the opportunity because of the stigmas that's associated with being a playmaking quarterback, dog. Right. What Anthony Richardson provides, and why, even as bad as he was as a thrower, he provides something that nobody has ever done. There's nobody that ever had his measurables at quarterback, dog. He is literally a one-on-one.
Yeah.
I know I literally spent 20 minutes or 5 minutes saying that you can't do it, bro, but I don't care, dude. Look at this. Rod is lost in the highlights right now.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, Herb. I'm not a great multitasker, so I'm like trying to listen
to you. Bro.
I'm watching this
fun.
guy. He's
fun. It is fun. It is fun.
He kind of reminds me. He could be like the next Superman type guy, Cam Newton type of
that's
guy.
What it is. This is Cam Newton. This is Cam Newton. But Cam Newton was a better football player, and that's ultimately the thing about it. Cam Newton was a better football player. Cam Newton was a better quarterback. Right. Cam Newton took a very bad Auburn team, undefeated, and beat Alabama in the Iron Bowl, and then won a national championship. Yep. Anthony Richardson didn't do anything remotely close to that, bro.
Right.
So he is an enigma. He is one of the most boomer bust quarterbacks I've ever seen. But his ceiling is unimaginable, dog. You're getting the running in the short goal line that you could get with Jalen Hurts, but with a rocket arm like Patrick Mahomes. And could run like Cam Newton.
Yeah, exactly.
With speed like Lamar Jackson. So this
dude was made in a fucking lab, man.
Bruh.
Holy shit.
Bro, these dudes, man, I don't know where they coming from, dog. I really don't know where they coming from, dog. Like
real life creative characters, man.
They making these dudes in fucking labs, man. They making these dudes in labs, man. All right, man. So let's go on to the next topic, man. 2023 mock draft season begins, and we're not gonna go talk about all the teams. We're gonna talk about the teams that we are fans of, which is the Dolphins, why this is called Phin Outta Water, of course, and my team, the Cowboys, man. So, you guys don't have a first round pick, Rod. Would you care to explain why you don't have a first round pick, Rod?
If you dirty dealings.
Let the people know.
Dirty dealings. The Dolphins not being able to cover their tracks like every other NFL team. Like we're just the dumbasses that get caught. Shout out to Stephen Ross. Yeah. So we lost our first round pick for shady business reasons, but
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Yeah,
But hey,
yeah.
we've been clearing cap space because the fucking free agency is going to be our draft. It's going to have to be. So they've been doing a lot of restructuring. So I'm excited to see where we go with that. But you got a first round pick, Herbie. You have the joys of that. So of course we can kick it off with you.
All right, so for me, I don't know what it is. I don't get it. I went through like 5 different mock drafts, bro. I've done PFF, and this is for both teams, right? I've done the Bucky Brooks, I've done the Jeff Daniels, I've done the Todd McShays, the Mel Kipers, who you name it, I've done it. For whatever reason, they don't want to give us one tight end. They just want to give us a tight end, bro. I have 5 different tight ends from 5 different places, bro. For me, these are the names that I've seen on multiple mocks, right? I got Dalton Kennard, tight end from Utah. I got Luke Musgrave, tight end. I got Michael Mayer, tight end. And finally, only one goddamn mock draft that I've seen gave us a wide receiver, somebody that I'm actually excited about, Quentin Johnson for TCU, bro. Why do they think we need a tight end? Did they say that the Dallas Cowboys can't function without a fucking Jason Witten, bro? Like, what is that? What's going on here? Like, we got to get back to the good old days with Jason Witten fucking running fucking stop routes, 10-yard stop routes again, bro. Like, I don't get it, bro. Like,
I mean, I guess that's interesting. That's what they think you need. I mean,
but what's crazy is that if you mock a tight end, like a wide receiver comes in all shades and sizes, right? The wide receiver has turned into the bitch, bro. Well, let me not say that. Turn into the woman that you want to date, right? You like them thick, you can get that. You like them skinny, slim, whatever you want, whatever your preference is, there's a wide receiver for you. So, especially at the bottom half of the first round, it's normal to see multiple receivers be slotted to you if you're looking for a receiver. The bottom of the first round, there's usually a consensus tight end. I don't mind that it's not 8 that they want us there. They have us drafting a tight end. It's the fact that it's like 5 different dudes, bro. Like, when do you mock 5 different tight ends in the first round, bro? Like, usually there's that guy, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's that guy. So
like the Kyle Pitts of the world and shit.
Right, right. Yeah. So who the fuck is Luke Mayer? That don't even sound Michael Mayer. That doesn't sound like a good football player. Get the F out of here. I don't want that guy on my Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave is such a corny name that he has to be good, bro. I'm kind of partial to that.
Sounds like a good blocker at least.
At least, right? Dalton Kennard, bro. No, some dudes have football names, man. Aaron Donald, that's a football name, bro.
Mm-hmm.
LaShawn McCoy, that's a football name, bro. Jason Kelsey, that sounds like a football player. Dalton Kenseth does not sound like a goddamn football player worth a damn. All right, so I don't want him on my team. No disrespect. Could be a beautiful person, bro. I just don't want you on my team because your name doesn't connote football greatness, right? So that's on my end. Rod, I'm in the same boat for you, dog. I did the same thing for you. They got you with a guy named, the first mock had you with, I think it was on Bleacher Report, a linebacker, and I will let you guess his ethnicity when I say his name. His name is Henry Toa. What do you think he is?
I see. Sounds like he's related to Tua. If I were to guess, sounds like one of those.
And I know I'm not saying it. So I don't know if it's 2-0 or Toi, whatever, right?
Sounds like his cousin.
They have a cornerback drafted to y'all, Deontay Banks. I've seen a tight end drafted to y'all. I've seen an O-line drafted to y'all. So it is all across the board with that 52nd pick for you, sir. So you are, from what you've been following, what have you been seeing on your end?
Well, I see on certain. It's funny because everybody has a different opinion, right? Like on one mock I've seen, we have Cam Mitchell from Northwestern. He's a cornerback. I looked into him a little bit. He's a cornerback that has some good instincts. He has the ideal size for a cornerback. He's physical. I like a cornerback like that. And when losing Byron Jones, I'm not against that. There's another mock that has a guy named Dayan Henley, linebacker from Washington State. I was reading some analyses on him. They say some good things about him. Another draft I've seen is David Achane from Texas A&M. He's a running back. And we don't really know what's going to happen at running back with the Dolphins yet. I think we're probably going to keep Mostert and Jeff Wilson, or at least one of the two, but I wouldn't be surprised if we run it back with them. But in the event that we don't, we have running back. If you were to ask me personally what I'm looking for in the Dolphins draft, I would probably say, especially considering we've hired Vic Fangio, when you look at the Dolphins as a whole from a talent perspective on the defensive side of the football, we have a strong defensive line. Even without drafting a guy, we have a pretty good secondary because Kader Kohu kind of came on strong as the year went on, which is probably partially why the Dolphins are okay with releasing Byron Jones. So, and we're getting Brandon Jones back. We have a pretty good secondary with Xavier Howard and Javon Holland in there. So when you look at the defensive side of the ball, the unit that we need the most help is linebacker. Jerome Baker, he's a good solid linebacker, but he shouldn't be your lead guy. I like Landon Roberts. I believe we're going to keep Landon Roberts. He's a great run stuffing backer, but the dude looks like he's in quicksand in passing downs, dog. Like I'm talking, if somebody's running into his zone, they're going to get clear in 0.5 seconds, dog. So when it comes down to it, linebacker would definitely be a position that I would kind of want us to have addressed because that would help complete what we have, because I think Fangio is going to be able to get the most out of what we have on the defensive line with the way he likes to run his defensive alignments. And I think, with the responsibilities that he gives secondary players, especially safeties, he can get the best out of a guy like Javon Holland. We just need a linebacker in the middle who can kind of dictate everything. We haven't had anybody that good since maybe, I don't know, Carlos Dansby, who's probably the best we've had in the longest time. So that's what I would hope for with the second pick.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool, right? And speaking of the mock drafts, let me get this out of the way because you mentioned linebackers. Shout out to Zach Thomas, baby.
Zach Thomas, he
finally,
man, it's been too long, dog.
The guy that's actually better than Brian Urlacher, who was actually get the fuck out of here, like long overdue, man. So shout out to Zach, man. Shout out to Zach, bro. This is a Dolphins podcast, bro. I don't even know how long we should have started with that, bro. But thank you for reminding me, man. So I have this is on PFF, and this is tell me if you can see it, my boy.
Yeah, I see it. I got you.
All right, so this is their mock draft simulator. And I'm going to pick with the Dolphins, and I'm going to enter the draft, and it's just going to pick people, and it's going to be an order. This is not real or anything like that, bro. It's just it's based off of, like, where they are, importance, and
the needs, right?
The needs, right? So I'm pretty sure this is heavily based on needs, right? So it has y'all. Actually, I should have picked. So these are who they think are going to be available. This is what PFF thinks is going to be available, bro. You got Tanner McKee. You're not drafting freaking Tanner McKee, bro. And this is their rank versus like at highest available at this point, right? Linebacker Daniel Henley, 37. Edge rusher. I'm not even going to butcher your name, sir. Not even going to try.
Double A.
We got a guard, Steve Avila. Wide receiver, which you guys don't need. Center, Garrett. We got a cornerback, tight end, edge rusher, a center. So there's not really that much linebackers around this area, unless you might reach for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
So we got to go with Dan Henley. It sounds like he might be the move, man.
He might be the move, right? Because let me see. Let's go find the next linebacker, dog. So we got Dan Henley, who is ranked 37 on their big board. This is PFF. And it could be completely different. This is just PFF, right?
Right.
We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. We're going down. I don't see another linebacker, Rod. Did I miss it?
Nah, I'm not seeing anything either, man. You see a linebacker at 135, like way down there, dude. Like, holy cow.
So if you need a linebacker, bro, according to PFF, Daniel Henley is your best bet, and you have an opportunity, or there might be a possibility that you might get him at 52. Somebody drafts him, boy. PFF is not saying so. Yeah, it's either him or you're not getting a linebacker, dog.
Well, and and here's the thing: when you look into like how he played, right? Like in 2022, he had 106 tackles, 4 sacks, 3 forced fumbles, a pass broken up, and an interception. He showed, he's shown that he can play well in coverage. He has sideline to sideline speed. You know what I mean? I mean, that sounds like a guy who's a perfect fit for a defense that we're gonna run under Vic Fangio, which is a very quarters heavy, cover 6 heavy defense. So, nigga, I'm with that, dog. Like, shit. Like, let's hope that's the move we make. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, definitely, dog, definitely, bro.
You know?
So yeah. So basically, all in all, man, it is a crapshoot on both of our teams. Your crapshoot is the position period. My crapshoot is the name of the tight end, bro. Because the NFL world is dictated that the Cowboys are drafted a tight end no matter what, bro. So, all right, man, let's move on to the last subject before we get up out of here, dog. And that is postseason recap, man. Like we said at the beginning of the show, you know, we obviously had technical difficulties. We missed multiple weeks, bro, and we missed you guys, man. We missed you guys. I'm missing it. And I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be very transparent with you, Rod, and the people who are listening. I was kind of nervous because I was like, damn, bro, what if we like stumble and we don't have the groove and we got to stump? Nope. Because we're so good at this and because we've done it for so long and we are so passionate about it, bro, it was like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right back. It's like riding a bike, man.
Like that.
That's it.
Like that, man. So let's just go ahead and recap the season, man, because we lost time. And we're not going to spend too much time on it because we're already running up against time on as the show as is. But I'll get my recap out of the way. So the floor is yours, Rob. So let me just go ahead and get mine out of the way. Fuck the Cowboys, bro. That's my recap. Fuck them. Yeah, fuck them kids, bro. Famous quote.
Oh shit,
Rod. So go ahead and give us your postseason recap. How did you feel about the team ending of the season, and a little tidbits here from the playoffs as a whole, bro? Go ahead, my guy.
Oh man, it's funny because we were so long. It feels like so long ago, even though it's only been like a month or two. But I will say this because I don't have to get into the details because the games happened so long ago. I didn't get the chance to say that I was proud of the way my team fought against the Bills, Herbie. And I'm not a big moral victory guy because we lost. But for us to put up 31 points with Skylar Thompson, for our defense to play the way that they did, and of course, with some help from Josh Allen, of course, it made it an interesting game. But the thing that I love, Herbie, is like in the previous 2 playoff losses that I've seen the Dolphins had, we completely folded. The Ravens folded us up in 2008, completely shut down the Wildcat. We went into the playoffs against the Steelers with Matt Moore, and we completely folded in that game. We went into this game with a backup again, but the worst backup, the third string, Skylar Thompson. And despite what some weird freaking, I don't know, there are some fans that say some crazy shit, dog. Like, yo, we should see what we have in Skylar. Like, what? Like, did you watch the same game that I watched? But ultimately, Herbie, the fact that the team was able to fight tooth and nail with a team that got exposed, a week later, it just makes me think this is what hurts about Tua the most, Herbie. I think to myself, if Tua plays, we win that game because we only lost to the Bills by 3 points in their house and they didn't play well, and our defense was playing great. So if Tua just plays at average level, we probably win that game. And I left. When that game was over, that's how I felt. I didn't feel like how I felt in previous years where it was just like, God, we just embarrassed ourselves again. Like, I felt hope for the future, Herbie. And then when I've seen some of the moves we've made, the restructuring of contracts, the hiring of Vic Fangio, even though that was a saga in itself, like this, there were rumors we were going to get him. Then he was just like, no, I haven't committed. And that was a whole little saga. But all in all, he's here.
And he couldn't afford the rent in South Florida. Vic Fangio is all of us, bro.
What?
He is all of us. I can't afford it either, Vic. I can't afford it either, dog. Like, so
he's not. Hey, I ain't mad at him. I ain't mad at him saying that.
Yeah,
dog.
But go on. Not to cut you off. Go on.
No, you good, man. But all in all, man, the way, even though the season didn't end as much as Dolphins fans would have liked, I mean, we were 8-3 at one point. And then we finished 9-8. I contribute that to the 500 guys, Herbie. The 500 guys ain't want to let us go, dog. It's unbelievable.
That's
bro.
one of our most popular YouTube videos too, and it came to fruition again, dog. Like, it's crazy, bro.
Like the 500 guys don't want the Dolphins to be good, but you know
Dan
what?
Marino, it had to be Dan Marino, dog. Dan Marino went to the Woo Lady, bro. It had to be him. Like, I've had my suspicions, but after this season, the way it had. Dan Marino would never let y'all have a better season than him, bro. He had to go to the Woo Lady, bro. It has to be him, bro. He had to put voodoo on y'all, dog.
Maybe he's the secret mastermind behind all the puppeteering, man.
It's
like,
unbelievable, dog. It's unbelievable,
it's
bro.
unbelievable, man.
But yeah, go ahead, man.
Nah, man. But all in all, Herbie, as a fan, as a Dolphin fan, I'm feeling like, God damn, man. Like it's, there's always a sense of fear and dread, man, when you're a Dolphin fan. Like when you've been I'm not one of those fans who was around when Marino was in his prime. Those fans have a different sense of pride because we weren't far removed from Super Bowls in the 80s, right? But the Dolphins have been a mediocre team my whole life, and for the first time in my life, I actually feel like we have a Super Bowl window. Like, I'm not saying we're gonna win the Super Bowl. Like, that's a hard thing to do, especially in the AFC, where even as good as Tua is, he might not even be the 5th or 6th best quarterback in his conference, as good as he is. So when you look at it, it's like, the Dolphins, we have an uphill climb, but the pieces are in place. The coaching is there. I can't remember the first time I've liked the coaching staff so much, Herbie. Like, I like what we have on offense and defense. Now, it has to play out. We have to see what happens. But I think we have a good fit on both sides. And then you have the talent. The only thing I'm worried about with the quarterback is him just being on the field, which is a refreshing feeling to have when you consider the quarterbacks we've had. I don't have to name them. I don't have to give my fellow fans nightmares tonight as some of the guys that we've had in the past. But, we have the quarterback. We have receivers. We have talent on both sides of the ball. It's just all about putting everything together and putting together a consistent season. And, I'm looking forward to next season. Now, we got moves to make in the offseason. We got a lot of free agents. We got the draft coming up. So we'll see how the Dolphins address everything. But for the first time in my life, Herbie, I feel like we're actually moving in a good direction. Like, instead of just staying afloat, like we're trying to get out of all the sea of hands. And I'm not talking about the Raiders. I'm talking about like the demons of the 500 guys, nigga. You know what I'm saying? But I feel good about the team, man. Even though I feel like there's also the strong possibility of it all coming crashing down and burning, because that'd be very
but you know how it is, man. Every season is its own season unless you are the Chiefs, this generation's Chiefs, or the Patriots.
Last generation's Patriots,
yeah. Every single season is a. Remember, there's not a single Denver Broncos fan that thought that season was even imaginable what they had, bro. Yeah. Based off of the season before that, right? Yep. And we could give you example after example after example, right? So you just got to treat this upcoming season as its own thing, man.
That is true, my friend. That's good advice.
All right, man. So with that though, we'll have to figure out a new recording schedule because my work schedule changed, obviously, bro. But I like Saturdays, man. Saturdays ain't bad, man.
No, Saturdays ain't bad. We're old now, so we don't even, we still got time to go out if we want to. But
that is true. That is true. It ain't happening. I'm going back. I'm going upstairs and going and lay in my bed. That's what I'm doing, man. So with that, I want to say a bid y'all adieu, man. We will see y'all next week, man.
Yes, sir. Deuces. We back in business.
Back in business.